Alright, he's Omega here. So, I got a little project today. So I'm heading out to Moab, Utah in this weekend, like tomorrow or something. So I bought this rail for this trailer. So this is a rail to put a bike on, and the reason I'm putting it on, I'm going to put it on like this. So this is my Harbor Freight trailer. It's a good old Harbor Freight trailer. I've had it for like a long time. I've towed a bunch of bikes with it, and it's awesome. It's a little old. It's a little old, and it was in a house fire, so it's been burnt. It's been hauling. It's an abused little trailer. It's a plastic dip to black. As you can see, the plastic dip's already coming off. Looks like it needs a repaint. Anyway. So the story is, I like to take my quad and my dirt bike with me. I like to ride quads and dirt bike, and the way I've been doing it is I've been hooking up the trailer to my van there, the Previa, and then I put the bike on the trailer, and then. Well, no, first I put the quad in the van. I either just put the ramps on the bumper and I push it in there, and I lower the handlebars a little bit, and it fits right in. But it like takes up all the space in there. I mean, you got space to put other stuff, but like, you know, it takes up the whole, like, a lot of space. And then or what I'll do is I'll have the trailer connected, and I'll put the quad up, ride the quad up onto the trailer, and then move the ramps from the front of the trailer, and I put them onto the bumper of the van, and then I ride it straight in. It's actually easier that way because you're just going straight in as opposed to like at an angle. But anyway, the point of this is so I can put the quad and the dirt bike on the trailer, freeing up the space in the van, because I want to use the van as a camper van. I like it's big enough where I can sleep in it, and, you know, whatever, but I like to have space in there, you know. So this is my solution. Now I checked online. I didn't weigh them, but my quad is 400 pounds. It's Yamaha Warrior, 400 to 450 pounds, and the dirt bike is about 200 or 300 pounds. I think it was like 300 pounds. So it's like about 750 pounds, and this is a 900 pound rated trailer, so it could definitely do it. And I mean, the quad would like sit here, and the weight would be over the axle, and then the dirt bike will be in between the wheel and the hitch, so it wouldn't be too bad as far as weight distribution goes. The only drawback I see is like, well, I mean, it's like a hitch carrier basically. You're strapping a hitch carrier to your trailer is what I'm doing. But yeah, I found this on the ADV Rider. Like, some dude had made. Actually, you could actually make one if you use I have a wooden ramp. If you use one of these like ramp or like planks, and you attach one of those like a chalk to it or something, you could totally just do the same thing with this. By the way, this rail cost me, I think, $70 or $75. I found it on eBay. Yeah, I found it on eBay. Some guy was selling it. That was the cheapest rail I could find. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's $70. You can probably for a little bit more, you can probably buy a hitch carrier. So yeah. So here's my plan. I don't even know how I'm going to strap the bike down or the quad down. I don't know if I have enough tie downs. I wish I had more of these E-Tracks. These are great to have. I wish I could just have them all over the trailer. but I have some in the rear, and I have some in the front. So hopefully that'll be good enough. And then I have these eyelets. So hopefully that does the trick. I've found these, they bend though if you put too much torque on them, so don't put too much torque on them. But these ones are much stronger, the grade level. But yeah, so anyway, so the plan is to get I found these plates I found at Lowe's for like $2 or $3 each. and they were like the perfect size to fit in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill 4 holes into here and put the plate underneath to like help distribute the force better, like kind of like a big washer, and then and then bolt it down, and then that's it. And then that should act as your wheel chock. It's like technically you can just get like a small trailer, and you could put a rail on it. You could put this rail on it, like, with the but I'm gonna use it to put the bike on sideways. All right, so yeah, so these are the plates. They're called Boca plates, and they're 5x8s. They actually fit in the rail like perfectly, and I think they're zinc plated, so they're weather resistant, so that's good. One problem with this, what I'm gonna do is it's gonna make my trailer harder to fold up. I'll have to take the rail off every time I want to fold it. It's 8 bolts, no big deal. And I got the bolts right here. I'm not really sure what size these are. These are probably 5/16 or something. They're pretty big. I had them lying around. I use it for another project, so they're SAE. So it's like the easiest, cheapest fasteners you can find at Lowe's, you know. And they have nylon lock washers. So I'm using that with 2 washers on each, and I'm drilling 4 holes on this plate. I drilled the holes kind of crooked. You can see here it's closer to the edge here than it is over here. So anyway, yeah, so I got the holes drilled on this one. I just have to drill this one now. So that's where I'm at. Alright, there we go. I got both plates done, and I got all my fasteners. So all that's left to do is use these as templates to drill a hole through the rail, and then off we go, and we'll just bolt it on. I may put a center bolt with just the fender washers. That's what I'm thinking for the center. So it'll be like 9 bolts holding it. I don't know if that's too excessive or not, but we'll see. It's a wooden deck, so I want as much support as I can. Alright, so I'm getting ready to drill this. So I'm trying to get it as close to the edge as possible, and then I'm going to go drill one more here, and then I'm gonna put a bolt and a bolt with fender washers. That's it. Just so the middle has support. I try to keep it as close to the edge as possible because this is where the trailer is bolted down. And like, see, there's a bolt right here, and there's a bolt right there. There's one kind of far off over there. But yeah, this is where it's the strongest. So, but I'm kind of wondering about the integrity of this deck, since it's like a very old deck. It still looks okay. I repainted it, and it's already coming off. But yeah, so I got the plates all lined up. See how I said it fits in the channel very well, the rail. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark it, and then I'm gonna move it off, and then I'm gonna clamp it down with this guy, and I'm gonna use this as like kind of a jig, and then I'm gonna drill it, and then after that I'm gonna take the plates off, and then I'm gonna drill this, and then we bolt it on. Okay, so you see the way this rail is designed is it's actually designed to be used clamps, and then they come with clamps, or maybe it did, I don't know. It's supposed to come with a clamp, a U-clamp, and then you're supposed to clamp it onto like the frame of a trailer. This one has a deck, so you can put it anywhere you want. And right now it's where that might work. If you would just drill a hole here, it would actually bolt it to the frame right there. And you just put a bolt through there. That might work, but I think I'm gonna go with this plate. I think it's better. And plus I think it's better to have the bolt head sticking out on the sides, you know, rather than in the front. You're just gonna run right over. So all right, here we go. I got the plates all marked. I'm gonna go move it out of the way, and then I'm gonna clamp it down and start to drill. Okay, so I got the holes drilled. Had trouble with the drill bit, kind of walking there, but I started using the punch. It didn't really help much either because it's such a big bit. It's probably better to start smaller than go bigger. But all right, this one. So I gotta remember, it's gotta go like this. There. And now the other side. All right, so I got this dealie squared up. I think I want to move it more forward though, a little bit. But I got the bike. So I was deciding whether, I know this side is going to stick out more because there's a chalk on it. It sticks out like 6 inches more. I measured it. So I don't know. I think, but I brought the bike over here, the one that's going to go on it, and it's actually it'll be like pretty close to the center. All I care is that the bike is like centered, you know. And yeah, so it's definitely going to stick out more than the freaking the wheels. But I put it next to my van, and it's about the same length as it, so just got to be a little careful. Yeah, so there it is. So I think I'm going to nudge it. I'm just going to nudge it a little bit more and re-square it. I just want to get it as close to this as I can. And alright, well there it is. I got the holes drilled and went through that wood like butter. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the plates in and bolt it down. Alright, there it is. There it is in all its glory. Like I said, it's basically like I attached the hitch carrier. So I got the ramp out. I didn't mention that it did come with a ramp. That's what this hole is for on the end here. You put the bolt in there, and then it won't come off. You know. If I'm thinking of chopping the edges here until it'll clear my little ramp here. Ooh, they're pretty long though. It's a lot of. I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna have to cut off quite a bit, but that way I can cut down on having to bring more ramps, you know. So I mean, with the quad, I'll have to at least bring these two, right? And then that one for the dirt bike. And this one's kind of steep. I mean, it's okay. I guess it's a small dirt bike. Hell, I could probably just actually, that is a good idea. Instead of just riding it up this way, I could just push it up this way with the long ramp, and then just kind of like nudge it till it's 90 degrees, and then just drop it into the rail. That might work too. So yeah, it's a lot of things. But yeah, there it is. Everything came in pretty well. Some of them were kind of hard. I think some of them I might have drilled a hole like crooked or something, but it all bolted up fine. Here's what it looks like underneath. There it is. It sticks out quite a bit. Yeah, it's a lot longer than I guess it's a little too long, but whatever. It's underneath. You can't see it. See all the nails and the screws and stuff underneath. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff stuck under this board. How useful a piece of wood has been for the last like 10 years, you know. Yeah, another thing is I don't know where I'm going to keep the ramps either. I used to keep the ramps on these E-tracks, and I don't think I'm going to be able to keep it like that. I may just have to leave it in the van, which is, it's okay for now, I guess. What I want to do is design some kind of pocket or something, because I've seen this on the LMTVs that the Army has. They have a ladder that comes out, and there's like a pocket underneath the bed, and I think that would be good. But I've had these ramps for like forever, and they've held up very well. So it's wood, it's all natural. So yeah, there it is. Here's a look from this side. I'll make another movie of it loaded up, but it is kind of ugly. It looks kind of weird because one side is longer than the other, but hopefully that won't be a problem. Yeah, I mean, it sticks out on both sides. You can clearly see that it sticks out past the little bearing buddy there, the hub. Yeah, and then it sticks out more on this side because of the chalk. So I don't know, we'll see. But that's the only way I'm gonna get the bike on there. You can see this. The deck is quite narrow on the Harbor Freight trailer. I think it's a, I don't remember what size this trailer is, but it's not wide enough to fit the bike without its support, so that's why you gotta put it. But there it is, so I'm gonna go load it up soon. Also, I did put some anti-seize compound on it, so that should help. Yeah, so I mean, that should help if I ever want to take it off again. But this is how I'm going to store it in the driveway. The good thing is I can usually move the front, because the front has just this little wheel here. I can move it that way, and then it'll kind of be out of the way, so it's no big deal. It doesn't take up the space of a car, or it pretty much does, but hopefully it won't give me any problems when driving, but we'll find out. Okay, so I've kind of decided, also, I did mention I was going to put a bolt down here in the center. I think I'm just going to try it with the 8 bolts for now. I want to try to not bolt it as much as possible. It's very solid. I can pick the trailer up with it. So there it is. Alright, so there it is. It's on there. Looks pretty good. The only thing is the angle of this is a lot less than that, so it's pulling more back than it is in the front, but if I got 4 on it, it should be okay. It'll probably move around a little bit, but so the chalk is not really holding it either. It's not even touching the edge of the chalk, but if anything, it's leaning on the sides of the chalk, so it should be okay. I hope. I guess we'll find out if I see my bike fall down on the freeway or something. There it is. So yeah, I was gonna put it here on the lower clamp, but I decided it's a little bit more of an angle from the handlebars, so I put it on the handlebars instead. Yeah, I'm kind of not happy with those angles, because normally it'd be a lot farther back. It would be a little bit farther back. So I'm trying to think, because the chalk ends like here. Oh no, the chalk ends a little bit for like here in the middle, so you've got like that much of an angle. I guess it shouldn't be bad. I mean, it's on there, it's secure. And the good thing is, like, if you have like a curb or something, you can load it up pretty easy. So that's pretty straight right there, so that worked out. Yeah, the rail isn't very wide. This is not a big motorcycle tire, and it didn't fit very well. I mean, it's got like an inch left, so it's not really that many thing you can put on it. But yeah, there it is. It worked. Now I gotta go put the quad on it. All right, there we go. So when it's all said and done, there it is. Quad and dirt bike on a Harbor Freight trailer. Yeah, it actually turned out pretty good. I'm not very happy with the way it straps down. It's not the way I normally do things. So it's sink or swim. We'll see. If I see my dirt bike on the freeway tomorrow, you'll know why. Like me not riding it too. So I figured that the quad is not that critical to have it strapped down. I just needed something to keep it from hopping up. So I put the straps here, and it compresses the suspension enough for, like, I don't have to worry about it hopping around and stuff. Because I'm afraid that when I hit a bump, it's gonna hop up and then, fall off. But this way, it won't. It's tied down, and I get some insurance here. I have the parking brake. The parking brake is not very strong on this quad, because it's a Raptor parking brake, and this is a Warrior. I put a Raptor parking brake on this, and I put a little tie here. I probably just put a zip tie. I think that'll be more secure. And then I'll just cut it after. So yeah, it's not gonna move at all. The brakes, these have very good brakes. So the good thing, the quad has brakes and 4 wheels, so it helps a lot. See, that ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere, and if I try to pull up on it, it don't pull up at all. So it's secure. It's nowhere that's going. And then let's see here. Yeah, and the bike is pretty secure. It's not going nowhere. I'm still not happy with the angle of this, but I think it should be fine. It's not that heavy a bike too, so cool deal. So I just lock it up tonight, and then I'll just lock them up together. Yeah, so there it is. So I just have to finish tying up these straps and then find out where I'm gonna put these ramps. I guess I'm just gonna put the ramps in the van for now. I didn't really have a plan for stowing it on the trailer yet. I thought about stowing the baby ramp on. I could just tie it down here if I could find a way to bolt it onto here, because it's got a hole already here. I could probably just drill more holes in it and then strap it down to something. But for now, I can put it in the van. Really, this ramp doesn't take up a lot of space. It's actually it fits perfectly on the A-frame here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna throw everything in the van. So it's kind of annoying having the ramps in there, but for now that'll do. Or I'll find some way to tie it down. So yeah, there it is. Good job. I think I would have liked. No, like I said, that's the way I had envisioned it. The bike will be between the axle and the hitch. And that's exactly where it's sitting. The quad will be sitting right over the axle, the rear axle. So it'll be most of the weight will be on top of the axle, and then yeah. But it actually, the engine is like a little bit back, but the head is in the front, so I think that's pretty good for weight balance. And there is more weight in the front, so it's not gonna be weird. And also you can see my van still has a lot of clearance here, lots of clearance. So a lot of the load is taken off of the springs and the axle, and so like more of it is put on the trailer. But like I said, this is a 900-pound trailer, 900-pound capacity trailer. I think it'll be fine. I'll just make sure I inflate the tires to the maximum, like, was it 50 or 60 psi? And I don't know, if I stop by Harbor Freight or something, I may bust buy an extra tire. I have a spare here, but I don't know. I'm going to Moab. It's like 1,000 miles. That's a long haul. So there it is. Easy make out. All right, so it's a little after-action report of a Harbor Freight trailer rail upgrade. I'll probably put this at the end of my movie. Yeah, so I just got back from like a trip to Moab. I did about 2,000-ish miles with this trailer on the Previa there. Yeah, sorry, I'll have pictures of the quad and the dirt bike hooked up to the van and everything. I took a couple pictures. But yeah, Moab was awesome. And yeah, I put 2,000 miles on this trailer, and it did it. No problem. I had the tires inflated to 60 psi, their max. And I was rolling like 60, 65 miles per hour, 70 if I needed to pass. The speed limits in Utah are greater, and they don't have trailer speed limits in Utah. So you can drive as fast as you want, but I didn't want to burn up those little 8-inch wheels, the bearings on those wheels, because they're spinning fast. But yeah, it did great. Actually, I was able to put the ramps on the side here, so I didn't have to put them in the van, and it worked out great. And it kind of holds the quad in. It'll keep the quad from falling over too, so it actually worked out really well. I just put it here on the side of the E-Trex. And then I had the dirt bike strapped to here, that eyelet, and the quad was strapped to the same one. And then yeah, no problems. It held. I drove it through some kind of bumpy stuff and some unpaved roads, and it worked great. I'm really impressed. The deck is looking a little old on this trailer, but yeah, the rail worked out really good. I'm happy with it, and with the quad. So it didn't seem to care at all. This trailer is fucking awesome, is what I say. Now the van, on the other hand, you could have used a lot more power. It's not like I haven't towed that kind of load before. In fact, it should be less load because the weight isn't on the van's axles. But the elevation in Utah and Nevada, going over the hills and stuff, it just killed it. I was doing 4th and 3rd gear going up the hills. So, it made it fine. Definitely, that sucked the gas going up those hills. So Yeah, but yeah, the high elevation is the killer on it, on that van. I could have used the supercharged van, or a 6-cylinder would have been nice. But it made it. I think I have to change I gotta change one of my running lights. I saw one of them wasn't working. These Harbor Freight LED lights, not the best, but I'll probably just replace them with a fresh pair. Other than that, no problems. I'll probably grease the bearings at the bearing buddies. Let's see. Let's take the cap off here and take a look. Yeah. So you can see there's still some grease in there. It hasn't quite reached the edge yet. Take a look at the other side. Tire. I didn't get any flats or anything, so that's good. I don't know. Looks like the tires will probably need to be replaced soon. This one looks like it may need some grease in it. It's the little springy thingy is almost at the end. So, yep, I'll just pack that with grease again. It's really easy with the bearing buddies. Just pump it up until like the spring is at the edge. And yeah, so Harbor Freight with plus the rail worked out great. And yeah, I took the quad and the dirt bike off many times. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but you get used to it after a while. Alright, success! Hades and make out.